We've heard a little about rain gardens as a way to collect and filter pollutants from rainwater and improve drainage in our lawns. Well, there's another solution that Parks and Recreation is using called Bioswales to help near our rivers, specifically at Promenade Park. And I'm joined right now by Eric Ummel, the Superintendent of Landscape and Horticulture for Fort Wayne Parks and Recreation. Did I say that right? A bioswale?
You did.
What is it?
Yeah, so a bioswale is essentially a vegetated swale that collects rainwater during a storm event, and it'll take that rainwater from point A to point B. But during its journey, it will be slowed down, it'll be filtered, and it'll be absorbed.
Okay, is it a new concept?
Not necessarily. It's been around for quite a while. I think we're seeing the construction pick up steam, though.
Okay, so what are the benefits of having one of the bioswales?
There's some great benefits. So in the city, we're surrounded by impervious surfaces, and these are areas like our roofs and our sidewalks and our roads, parking lots, and these areas can absorb water. So when it rains, that rainwater hits these areas, and it makes its way across these areas as quick as it can. And along that water's journey, it's picking up debris like sediment and pollutants and things like that. That all ends up in our stormwater system and eventually out into our rivers. So when you have a bioswale, you can actually divert that impervious surface, the water that comes off it, into the swale. Where it's met by vegetation, that vegetation will slow that water down, it'll absorb it, it'll filter pollutants out of it, and in the end it reduces flooding and it improves stormwater quality.
Okay, is this different than a rain garden?
They're very similar.
Okay.
So a rain garden is more like a detention basin, so it will collect water, it'll drop sediment out that way, it'll filter water. Whereas a bioswale, it's actually moving, it's doing the same function, but that water is moving. So in the end, it's better water quality and reduced flooding.
Okay, and so, but they work nearly the same.
They do.
It's just that one's moving and one's not. Yep. Okay, how long does it take before we actually see the benefits from a bioswale? What's the process like?
Yeah, so these swales take time to get established. So and generally you're using native plants in these swales. So it takes about 3 to 5 years for native plants to establish. The older the swale is, generally the more functional it is.
Okay, that makes sense. Anything else that we need to know? Are they difficult to maintain? What do you have to do to keep them running properly?
Yeah, they're not really that difficult. It's really like any landscape feature around your home. You may have to go out and weed once in a while during the season, something like that, pick up some debris out of them, but they're really not that difficult to maintain.
Okay. I learned so much today.
Oh, well, good.
Thank you.
I'm glad.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you were here.
Yeah, no
Thank
problem.
you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.